everyone, it's Di here from Diane, and this week I'd like to show you how I made this. Now, I've got to make this. I've made it a little bit bigger, so that it depends on whether you don't want to squish your cake in here. This is a piece of Christmas cake. Now, I found these in Aldi, and it's called Kringle & Co. Ice Christmas Cake, single serve. And I just thought, wow, what a lovely idea. Pop them in there. These would be great for people in a nursing home, or a friend that you know that just likes a little bit of cake with their cuppa, and a lovely little Christmas gift. So I thought we would make one of these. Now again, I'm using all a retired product because I want to use up some of my stuff. Now this is not really got a very good health star rating. It's only got 2 stars out of 5, but you know, it is Christmas. It does say no artificial colours or flavours, suitable for vegetarians. So that's a good thing. It does have the information on the bottom here if you need to know, if you've got like people that have, you know, allergies or whatever. Now this one is made for the Australian market. Whether they have them in Aldi all over the world, I couldn't tell you. This label here is our compliance that tells you how much of the product in here is made with Australian products. So this comes from, it doesn't actually tell me, it's on New South Wales, Minchinbury, New South Wales. So this is what we're going to make, and these are only $1.75 each, so which is really quite good. So let's show you what we need to make this lovely little project. And it's not a real lot, so we need, oops, I've got a bit of scrap underneath there. We need to make the box, and the box measures 9.5 by 6.5. Then we're going to need some designer series paper. Now, out of a 6 by 6 sheet, you will get the whole lot of this if you cut it correctly. So I will show you that this, and this, that's 6 inches. Then these 2 pieces come out of this bit here, so you've got that, and this piece comes out of here. So the only bit of rubbish is this little bit here, which I've already thrown in the rubbish bin. So out of a 6 by 6 piece of designer series paper, you will get the whole lot if you cut it correctly. So you'll need 2 pieces that measure 3 3/4 by 2.5, and 1 piece that measures 3 3/4 by 1 inch. And once you've cut those, that is 1 inch. Then you cut the next piece, which you'll cut down at 1 inch, and then cut that piece into 2 pieces of 2.5. So 1 inch by 2.5, and then you'll need 1 piece which is the width of the last piece left, 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. And that's all you'll need, except for whatever you're decorating. You will need, you can either do a magnet, but I just bought these in the local cheap shop. They're Velcro dots, but you can buy them in any haberdashery kind of store. So you'll need Velcro dot or magnets if you wish. So that's what we're doing, and I'm using this gift wrapped again, as I'm going to use a Very Merry Christmas, and I'm going to use this bow here as well. I've got glue on my fingers from when I was crafting a little bit earlier. Okay, so let's get stuck in, and we will score this piece together. Alright, so we're going to score this on the short side first, and we're going to score this at 1 1/4 inches, and making sure that we have the small end. 1 1/4 inches. Oh my, don't know what I'm doing here. All the way down, and 5 1/4 inches. All the way down. Now we're going to turn it onto the long side, and we're going to score this at 2 3/4 inches, 4 inches, and 6 3/4 inches. Okay, you will notice, well, let's move this out of the way, that this end is shorter than this end. And the reason for that, as I think I've got all the measurements in here. No, I haven't got all the measurements in here. What am I doing? And one more score line. Here we go. We want another score line at 8 inches. Now, why didn't I put that one in? I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, no, that's not right. They look all the same length to me. If we don't have those two, then we're in trouble. So on the long side, we're going to score this at 2 3/4, 4, 6 3/4, and 8. Okay, now you can see on the long side, on this, when we've got it going like landscape, we have a short piece and then 2 pieces the same and 2 pieces the same in the middle. So this is the top. This is this flap piece here. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of cutting. So I'll do the cutting before we do the folding because it's just easier. So I'm going to turn it so that the long side's going across, and we're going to cut up the first score line and the second score line and notch them in like so. And then we're going to turn it around and do exactly the same on this side. So we're going to cut up that score line and that score line. And I don't know why, but my score lines look a bit wonky. I must have dirt in the track. I will have to clean my board. Okay, so now we're going to turn this way, and we're going to cut down to the second score line. So 1, 2. We're then going to cut this first score line off, and then we are going to notch in on these sides like so. So I'm going to cut that way this first because it's just easier for me. I'm going to turn it over as well. So we're going to cut down to the second score line, cutting the first score line off, and then notching in these other 2 on this angle. Okay, so that's what our card should look like, or our box I should say, once we've cut it out. Cut out. Go away, all these bits and pieces around here. There we go. Okay, so we've done that, and now we're going to actually, on this short end, we're going to actually use the corner rounder to round the corners. So we've done that. Now we're going to fold and burnish all of these score lines, making sure that we've actually got them nice and square. So oops. Do it all my sides first. Only because I find it a little bit easier on this box. I don't know why. I'm going to have to pop some tape on this to stop that from running away on me. Okay, so now we've got that all done, we're now going to look at these pieces here. So this piece is not right. Why isn't this right? What have I done? I bet you this is 9 3/4. Let me have a look. Yes, I didn't cut this down. So I will go and cut this piece off here so it's the correct length. And then we will be back. Okay, that looks a bit better, doesn't it? So this is 9.5, not 10 inches like I had it. So let's round those corners again on those bits. And now we will be able to work with it. I'm really having a good old run on this one, aren't I? Okay, so we're going to pop this way. And we know that this piece, not that piece, this piece here is the piece that goes on there. This piece goes in the middle. This one here. This one here. And these two on these sections here. Now if you've got a directional paper, you need to watch how you put it on. Mine's non-directional, so I'm fine. I can just pop mine on as is. So I'm going to glue my pieces on, except for these two pieces here. So I'm going to round the edges on this one so that it matches the front. And I will glue that one onto the front. I'm sorry I had to go away and do that. I don't have my scorer, paper trimmer here with me. It's over on my other desk. Now, as I say, if you have directional paper, make sure that you put your directions on the correct way. For me, I don't have a direction on my paper, and so I'm not really worried about which way around it goes. But if you do, just be aware that you will need to put them on like so. This direction for the first bit, the top bit, and then this piece would be the opposite way. Then when we come to this one, it would be the same way as the front one. So if you were doing it and this had a direction, that's the way you would need to run it for that piece. So you would put that piece on with the correct direction that way, along with turning it around to put this one on with the direction this way. The top one and this will be the direction this way. So what we're going to do next is we're actually going to pop these on last. So what we're going to do next is we're actually going to pop them over like so on the outside. So we want to put some glue onto these flaps on the inside. Now the reason we're doing that is so that if you've got something other than what we're putting in there, it won't catch on it. So making sure that you've got this nice and square in the corner. Pop that on the outside of the back part. Okay. Once they are done, we can now pop some glue onto these sections. And bring them up and line that up right around like this. Nice and neatly. And that hides those tabs on the side then. They're not even showing. We can just pop the box down, give that a bit of a rub on the sides with our foam folder to make sure that they're down nice and tight. And we have a lovely box here. So what we're going to do next is we're going to actually pop these pieces on the sides. And once again, if you've got a direction, make sure that you put them in the correct direction. But it's easier to do that than to pop them on the side and then you tuck them round the wrong way. So we don't want to do that and tuck them around the wrong way and you say, oh darn, I've got to go and cut some more. And if you're trying to use up your scrap pieces of designer series paper, you know, it can be a little bit of a pain in the bum. Okay, so we're now going to bring this over, popping our flaps in and bring the top over like so. We're going to put on our Velcro dots. So let me get a Velcro dot and a piece that goes together with it. Mine is not together, so some brands they are, so but I've just popped mine together like so. Pull the backing off of one and carefully place it roughly in the middle of the inside of your lid. Once you're happy with where you've put it, lift the other piece off, close your box down so that it's flat nicely, and then pop the lid over, give it a bit of a press down. Now you can open it up and press it down nice and tightly. And we have our box ready for our piece of cake. How beautiful is that? Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So we've got our stamp set here. I'm going to stamp in our Evening Evergreen because this is what colour is in here. Oh. And I'm going to stamp my ribbon, and I'm going to stamp my saying on the end here because I don't actually know how I'm going to pop this on here, so I was going to bring over my oval punch, but I didn't do that, so we'll think about that while we're cutting this out. I didn't bring anything else over, did I? No. Okay, so we're going to pop this out of here. We're going to pop this in this one. And once again, you can put whatever you want on the front of this. So I'm going to pop that on the front. And I think I'm just going to go and get my oval punch. There we go, and I'm just going to cut that out using the larger one because that's all I need is that bit. Okay, so that's my two pieces. I'm going to pop that on there with some dimensional. So I'll pop one in the middle and up on the two pieces here. So that it sits on there like a nice ribbon, and then I'm just going to pop my Merry Christmas underneath here. So let's cut a piece of this off here. And just pop along that middle section like so, and opening my box, I might pop that in the middle here so it can be seen nicely with the lid down. Now I have some of these gems again. I've still got some of these holiday rhinestones left, so I'm going to use the dark ones, the green ones here. So I'll use one large one and a couple of small ones. Come on, get up. Get up, get up, get up. There we go. Well, what do you think? That's just so pretty. And you could do that with a real ribbon if you wanted to do that with a real ribbon on the end there. Sorry, I was just putting my pin in my ink because it's a warm day today. Okay, so this is my project. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's called a Christmas gift box, which you could... It's quite heavy, that piece of cake. I don't know what weight that piece of cake is. Let's have a look, see if it tells me. Oh, one of my damn gems has just come off. That's a bit better. Now he's gone on. Let's see if I can push them on a little bit tighter. That's it. So let me say 100 grams. So there you go, a piece of 100-gram piece of cake in a little container like this. How gorgeous is that? I love it. And if you've enjoyed that and you would like the written tutorial for that, please head over to Diane for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. There you will find the tutorial. It is dated the same date as this, as they all go live on the same date. If you've enjoyed today's project, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. I do like to read them. Even the negative ones I do read, because it teaches me how to do things that you might like a bit better. And I will see you again next time. Bye for now.